right, guys. Hello, and welcome back to Ray on the Edge, episode 4. It's nice to be back. Today, we're going to be talking about facing your shadows. We're going to answer some questions like, what does it mean to face a shadow? What is your shadow? Or what are your shadows? Yeah, so what does facing, let's just go ahead and jump right in. What does facing your shadows look like? So, for me, when I started deep diving into breath work and meditation, I started to realize that I had never integrated the things that had, um, or the events that had gone on in my life. I began to deep dive into my past and specifically the emotions that were connected to my past. Um, I always felt like moving forward was the best thing to do. If someone had wronged me or hurt me, it was one of those things that you just forgive, especially if they say sorry. You just forgive, you move on, you go on, that's it. But I began to realize that these emotions that were stored in my body really were my biggest shadows. Um, and for that current time in my life, I began to, as I started Yoga Nidra, I began to feel the sensations in my body. I began to feel the heaviness and the tension. I started learning how to release those tension, the spots that had tension in my body. And along with the release through the breath work and the focusing of my mind, I started to feel the emotion that was connected to the event that had transpired. I basically would felt like I was crying tears of the past and I was experiencing anger that I should have been able to express during those moments in my past, but didn't know it was okay. I um I think just as a person and also the way that I was raised, I realized that early on, growing up in a Christian environment, that when someone does something to you, if they say sorry, you forgive and you move on. And that always came easy to me. It was never a thing of, I'm going to hold on to this bitterness. And I never thought I did until I started slowing down in life. Um, the silence played a role in awakening me to the idea that trauma stores in your body. Emotions live there, deep within your cells and your tissue and on a cellular level. And we're not ever taught how to let those things process through, to make space and to make room for your highest timeline, the highest version of yourself in this life. Isn't that kind of where we're all trying to get is to be the best version, but doesn't it always feel like right when you get there there's something to just knock you down or there's a trigger that slams a door in your face and your nervous system goes offline and you don't know how to get to that highest version of yourself. Well, let me tell you, facing your shadows, sitting with your silence can do wonders for your body and your nervous system and your life. You can change your life. You can jump into your highest timeline. You can do it. In in the silence, I finally heard myself, not the voices of others, not the noise of the world, but the whisper of my own soul. Today, I feel like we're standing on the edge of silence. It's a place that feels uncomfortable at first, almost unbearable in a world that, well, worships noise and distraction, but also the place where truth begins to speak. Sorry, guys, that was my phone alarm letting me know that I'm 15 minutes away from picking my children up from school. But yeah, really in this episode today, I want to share what I discovered in those quiet moments, how silence became my teacher, and how it connected me to my intuition, and how it continues to shape the way I live, create, and the way I love, the way I've loved myself, the way I love my children, the way I love my life, my husband, my family, my neighbors. So if you've been searching for clarity, for peace, or for the sound of your own inner voice, this conversation is for you. I welcome you to step into the stillness with me. When I stopped running from it, I realized that the stillness wasn't punishing me. It was inviting me to listen to myself for the first time in years, to imagine, to imagine my future, and to reimagine my past. We'll get into that in another episode. To trust, to trust myself for the first time, to make decisions. Napoleon Hill, Napoleon Hill called it the sixth sense, that quiet knowing that rises when reason runs out. I personally call it the whisper of my soul. It speaks when you sit in quiet. It actually speaks to you and it will tell you things that you haven't heard in years, or it'll tell you something that you've known every single day. But if you sit for a moment, that is the time that you can hear it. Well, guys, I kind of feel like I'm running out of time here. I've got to hop in the car, go get my kiddos, do the thing. I feel like maybe I will end with maybe a 5 minute meditation on self reflection and connecting to your inner voice. Not being afraid to face your shadows, not being afraid to question, do I have a shadow? Do I have a part of me that I've tucked away that I'm afraid to look at? Is there a version of me when I was a little girl or a little boy? Is there a version of me when I was a teenage boy or a teenage girl? Think back to a, an event in your life that was hard and it evoked emotion. Um, and don't be afraid to face it. Go back. Give that version of yourself a hug. Give that version of yourself love, unconditional love, because you deserve it. In every stage, you deserve that love. We all deserve the love that we project on others. You got to turn it inward. You deserve your own love. Start talking nice to yourself. Start saying nice, beautiful things. Look in the mirror and the love that you would give your best friend or your daughter or your son, give that love to yourself. Turn it inward. It will change your life. You will be able to embody your highest timeline, your happiest self, your richest self. Okay, I invite you to take a breath with me. The biggest, deepest breath you've taken all week. I'm recording this on a Thursday. Maybe you didn't breathe deep enough on Monday, or maybe Tuesday was a crazy day. Maybe Wednesday you did everything for everyone else besides yourself. But today that changes. Today you're taking a moment to sit with yourself. You're taking a moment to listen to the inner voice. The first time I ever heard my inner voice, after meditating, it told me that I had forgotten how much I was loved. And maybe today you've forgotten how much you are loved. Sit with that for a moment. Keep breathing. With your next breath, you're going to breathe in. And as you breathe out, you're going to release everything that's been holding you down. You're going to remove layer by layer. Each new breath brings new life, new ideas, new vision. This is you creating a space for yourself to grow and to connect with your inner voice, your higher self, your oversoul, whatever you would like to call it, your heart space. Place your hands on your heart and repeat, I am so loved. Today is the day that I take time for me. Today is the day that I fill my water cup and I hydrate myself physically. Today is the day that I choose love over hate. Today is the day that changes everything. I am so loved. I am the love that I have been looking for. I am the love that I project on others. And today, I turn that love inward and shine that love and light. And when I do, there may be a shadow that the light shines so bright on. And when I see that shadow, I will not be afraid. I will embrace that shadow with love, and I will continue to pour light and love toward it. For often we fear the dark places, but sometimes that's where we have stored little pieces of ourselves along this journey called life. We store those pieces of ourselves to find later when we're capable and strong, when we can see them and love them. We do not shame those dark places. We do not run, we face our shadows with love. I'll leave you here today. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I love you. I respect you for the work that you're doing on yourselves. Not a lot of people are ready to do that work, but here you are today, sitting here, listening, doing that work, doing the hard thing. Love yourself today and love on others.